My name is Mike Hennessy.
And I'm Sal Pizarro with the Mercury News, and we're both thrilled to be here again to continue this 106-year tradition for the city of San Jose.
Very good, Sal. Now, to move this along, gentlemen, I'd like to present the colors of the 129th Rescue.
Order! Arms!
Thank you, and now we'd like to ask audience members and our honored guests to please rise if you are able as we welcome the Mission Valley Chorus to perform our national anthem.
Good morning, San Jose! Thanks for coming, and I appreciate you enduring the rain. So please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Colonel Watts. At this time, I'd like to welcome Sonny Desage, who's the chaplain for American Legion Post 419 in Santa Clara, for our invocation.
Please uncover. Lord, we thank you for your love on this Veterans Day. We thank you for bringing our veterans, their families, and their communities together. We thank you for your blessing for those who are able to stand, walk, and march. It is deep within our hearts that we remember those killed in action, missing in action, prisoners of war, and at the tomb of the unknown. May they rest in peace. And for those of us who have your amazing grace, may we walk with that light in our heart in remembrance for those who are no longer here. And for those who are, we remember on this 11th month of this 11th day, in this, the 11th hour, what it means. Amen. Amen.
Once again, we're going to have retired Colonel Raven Watts.
Good morning, everyone. You probably figured out now that's my family cheering me on, so.
Just bring it closer. I'll bring it closer.
That's all right, I got it. We're good. Can you guys hear me out there? All right. As you heard earlier, I'm retired from the U.S. Army, Colonel. I'm also the president of the Military Officers Association of America, Silicon Valley chapter. I want to first give praise and honor and glory to God for allowing us to accomplish the improbable in 6 weeks. We put this together in 6 weeks. It took a great deal of commitment, support, and drive from numerous donors, team members, and community to go from concept to implementation. I stand before you, a humble and blessed veteran, to sponsor this year's 106th consecutive San Jose Downtown Veterans Day Parade. Yeah. To the veterans out there, we see you. More importantly, we honor you on this day. I'd like to give a special thanks and acknowledgement for so many, but because of time, I can't list them all, but know all are deeply appreciated. If it wasn't for their support, there would not have been a parade this year. From PG&E, Teresa Alvarado and Christina Ramos. From DevCon Construction, Gary Fazzoletti, Army veteran and the largest veteran-owned business in the Bay Area. The Brandenburg Family Foundation, founded by Lee Brandenburg and his wife, Diane. Lee was a lieutenant in the Army. The Tennis Skater Family Foundation, Chuck, Leah, and Megan Tennis Skater. Chuck is a Marine veteran who served in Vietnam. Notice I said is, and that was. LS Power Grid, Allison Ricky. The KOL Foundation, Mayor Matt Mahan and Michael Lumio, who was instrumental in kicking off the private donor fundraising activities. To all the city council members, Pam Foley, who secured city special events grant, and council members Sergio Jimenez and Ben Dome, who rallied their colleagues to raise money for this parade. Former council member Raul Morales, who was very instrumental early on. The County of Santa Clara Supervisor President Otto Lee, Navy veteran, and Deputy County Executive Steve Perminger. In the Veteran Service Office, dear friend and colleague of mine, Director Darlene Escalante. VA Palo Alto, Kristen Murray, and Deputy Executive, she's the interim Deputy Executive Director, and Laura Hutchinson, Chief of Public Affairs. San Jose Parks Foundation, Jim Reber, Executive Director. He was the fiscal sponsor for this year's event. San Jose Firefighters, Jerry May, who was the president. You see their flag displayed on San Fernando. Destination Home, Jennifer Loving, CEO, Casino Matrix, Eric Harris, and Rob Lindo. And my colleagues in uniform, who stand behind me. Major General Kit Hillhouse, Major General Robert Ostenberg, Colonel Roshani Jasani, Deputy Commander of the 129th, and Colonel Nezra, Deputy Commander of the 63rd RSC. My brothers. Last but definitely not least, the Rotary Club of San Jose. Heather Lerner, the President, the Rotary Club Foundation, Audrey Fox, the President. And the Rotary Club Military Care Committee with Catherine Thompson, Megan Tennisketter, and Brad Barron. They, like so many others, were my right and left hand. And I want to thank you all, to major donors and individual donors. Your contributions were game changers. And because of you, we're having a parade. So now I'm honored to introduce this year's Grand Marshal, Major General Stephen Hager. Major General Hager has held various senior leadership positions in the Army, including deployment to Afghanistan 2013. Throughout his career, he's been a strategic thinker, exemplary leader in U.S. Cyber Command. Throughout his 35 years of service, he remained committed to mentoring future leaders, but most notably, he embodies the warrior ethos. I'm honored to not only introduce an amazing military leader and commander, but also my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for fellow veteran, Major General Stephen Hager.
Thank you, Major. Hey, can y'all hear me okay? Yeah. We're gonna adjust it for you. All right, yeah, I'm not as tall as Ray. Hey, yeah, it's great. Hey, I can't believe of all the speakers, nobody's used the really terrible dad joke. It's raining on my parade. So first off, all the honorable supervisors that we have here, the congressional leadership, Honorable Mayor Matt Mahon, thank you for being here. My fellow general officers, distinguished guests, and most importantly, the veterans and their families. It's a privilege to be here today, even if the weather isn't ideal. A little rain never deterred a soldier, and we know it only strengthens our resolve. I want to express my sincere gratitude to the organizers and the volunteers, especially Colonel Ray Watts, who put together this great event, the MOA organization, and all the other sponsors that he's mentioned. Your dedication to this makes events like this possible. Today we gather to honor our veterans in a day of remembrance, reflection, and celebration. We commemorate the sacrifices of those who served our nation and continue to do so. As said earlier, this is the 106th anniversary of Armistice Day. We recall the 11th hour and the 11th day of the 11th month in 1918 when the Great War ceased. This day, now Veterans Day, is a testament to the enduring spirit of those who answered our call to duty. This year's theme, Honoring Those Who Serve, is a fitting reminder of the debt we owe to our veterans. But how can we honor our veterans? Sure, you can use the common phrase, thank you for your service. But I suggest something a little bit more time-consuming. Take the time to listen, to actually listen to a veteran tell a story about their military experience. In today's world of barrage advertising, campaigns, social media, influencers, we're inundated with TikTok videos, Instagram clips, and 5-second sound bites, all competing for our attention. To honor those that serve, take some time, some of your valuable time, and listen to a veteran tell a story. Listen to what they say about their military experience. Inquire about their experiences in basic training, their first deployment, their overseas tours. It could be a humorous anecdote. It could be a painful memory. It could be a thrilling adventure. But it's a story that the service member wants to tell, and perhaps even a story the service member needs to tell. By listening attentively, we honor their service and their sacrifices. The key is to listen and appreciate the unique perspective, since our veterans really just want to be heard. But don't stop there. After listening to the story, ask the veteran why. Why did you choose to serve? What motivated their actions? These answers are deeply personal. Their answers will reveal the depths of their patriotism, their sense of duty, and their unwavering commitment to our nation. To honor those that serve, take the time to listen and understand the why. And if you've served a long time in the military, like General Hillhouse and General Ostenberg and myself, that reason for serving may actually change over time. I can tell you my first combat tour back in 1991, some 33 years ago in the first Gulf War, was very different than my last combat tour. As a young lieutenant in the 1st Cavalry Division, when the ground war started, we went straight up to Wadi al-Baton, and then what Saddam Hussein called the Burma of Death, between the border of Iraq and Saudi Arabia. We spent 4 hours maneuvering through a minefield in blackout drive and full chemical suites. We assumed once we reached the minefield, we would then engage with our enemy. My motives were driven by raw fear of intense combat and the basic need of survival for myself and my small team. At the time, I did not understand the larger plans of the war. I just wanted to make it through that mission alive. Contrast that with my last combat tour back in 2016. As we were preparing to support the indigenous forces to retake the city of Mosul, my motives for serving were very different. As a general officer leading troops in a combat zone, I was more concerned about the 2,000 soldiers and civilians that I was responsible for. I understood the strategic, operational, and tactical reasons for the mission. Retaking Mosul from ISIS was important to remove the last main urban area that ISIS controlled, so we could pursue the enemy away from innocent civilians. But my concern was for the safety of my troops, my formations. Sure, we had to execute and complete our mission, but the lives and well-being of my soldiers were paramount, and perhaps the most stressful thing I've ever had to deal with. Thus, the why for me was different. So take the time to listen to a veteran and understand the why. And to the veterans out there, I hope you become good storytellers. Strike that. I hope you become great storytellers. Share your experiences with authenticity, with humor, with humility. Your stories inspire future generations and strengthen the honor and the bond between the military and our civilian communities. Think about what you've accomplished, but also why you accomplished it. Your stories are critical to continuing the long line of service that we have in this country. And perhaps the most important thing our veterans can do today is listen. Listen to those that supported you while you were in uniform. Your families played a critical role in your service. Take the time to listen to their stories as well, and be a good listener and understand the why. Their sacrifices often go unrecognized, but their support was essential to your success. In many ways, Veterans Day has become less quiet and more grand, part reflection and part celebration, and that is appropriate. Let's continue to honor our veterans by engaging with our communities and sharing our stories. We are a part of this community, and we have a responsibility to connect with our fellow civilians. In closing, I leave you with this thought. People may forget what you did, but they will not forget why you did it. May God bless the United States, and may God bless all those who have served. Thank you.
Thank you, General. And at this time, I would like to ask Ray Watts actually to join us back up here again. We are honored to have many elected officials from Santa Clara County and the state of California here with us today. You will see some of them in the parade, which will start in about half an hour. But we have some of them here on the stage with us to give us some special presentations. First, I would like to ask State Senator Dave Cortese to please join us to present a commendation, joint commendation with State Senator Alicia Wahab's office.
Well, thank you, Sal. I'm State Senator Dave Cortese. I'm very proud to be here. I'm very proud to represent about 80% of San Jose. I'm here with Elizabeth Vaca from my colleague's office, Senator Wahab, to present this California Senate resolution that we executed and brought in from Sacramento to acknowledge the Military Officers Association of America Silicon Valley chapter for organizing and putting on this event. Obviously, the resolution is first and foremost in honor of our veterans. And thank you all very much. And to those who are here, this is your day. And for those who are here who have never served in public office, elective office, I just want to say, as the hierarchy of public service goes, I think you chose the better part. I too want to join in thanking all of the sponsors, but I want to thank people like Ray Watts and Mike Hennessy, Sal Pizarro for stepping up, I think immediately to say I want to be part of this and help out with this. For those of you who aren't aware, even though it was mentioned earlier, this is the 106th consecutive Veterans Day Parade, but we would have ended that consecutive string at 105 had it not been for these folks who stepped up 6 weeks ago when the previous sponsors were unable to go forward and say, hey, look, we're going to do this. And that wouldn't have happened had the mayor of San Jose and some of his council members not stepped up and said, we'll make sure to put together over $100,000 in donations and contributions and sponsorships to make this happen. That's hard to do. It's hard to do when people are distracted 5 or 6 weeks before a major election. Thank you, Mayor Mahan. You've, in your term of office thus far, stepped up every single time this community has needed you, and especially the veterans community. I hope that the mayor and I can work together to bring back a program that the prior mayor, Congressman-elect Liccardo, and I sponsored a few years ago called All the Way Home, where we make it a priority to eradicate veterans' homelessness in this community, to make sure that every single member of this community who has served in the armed forces who does not have a roof over their head has one. There's no excuse for having our veterans without a home, without a place to live, and many of them are out in this weather right now without even an umbrella to cover their heads. It wasn't my job to make a speech. I'm going to end there. It was my job to present this resolution along with Elizabeth Vaca. But I did want to acknowledge the work of these gentlemen who organized this, who I think are too humble to really tell you everything they did. Thank you so much, and please accept this resolution on behalf of the California State Senate.
By the way, I want to say congratulations, Senator Cortese. Another new term coming up. Great. Good job, Dave. Supporting all the veteran stuff is fantastic. I'd like to go ahead and have Otto Lee, Board of Supervisor President, correct? Come on up here, Otto.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Here, perfect. I'm here. I'm honored to be here along with my colleague, who is our retired county supervisor, Cindy Chavez, who's been here every year, that I remember, to celebrate this amazing day for our veterans. My name's Otto Lee. I'm currently the Vice President of the Board of Supervisors of Santa Clara County, and I just want to say I'm so honored to be here again and again, and for all the amazing work that Colonel Ray Watts has done this year to put all this together in such a short time, along with the partnership of so many donors, the city and our county, to make this amazing day for everybody here, even though rain or shine. Ernie Glaive up there will be proud of your rates, because he always says, November 11th, 11th hour, 11 minutes, rain or shine. Right? And yep, we're raining now. Ernie, thanks for that. But frankly, I just want to say thank you so much for coming out for a rainy day to honor our veterans. And I just want to mention for our county, we're very honored to say this year we finally completed the purchase and turnover of 10 Kirk Avenue, which is a space for our homeless veterans. Also, with a lot of thanks for Ray Watts' support. And finally, the county is renovating the space so we'll have a better space for our veterans who needs a home when they can return. So thank you again for being here today, and we always support our veterans, always.
Well, I was just gonna add, so it is my last day tomorrow, and I actually stayed in California to come to the parade. So just so Ray, Mike, thank you. But what I wanted to add is that what Supervisor Lee just said all happened because of him. And so what that also means is we need more and more veterans to run for office and get elected. So, and then we'll present this. But come over here. Can we get?
Thank you, Supervisor Lee, and thank you, Supervisor Chavez. We will miss you here in San Jose. At this time, I'd like to welcome to the podium San Jose Mayor Matt Mahan. Matt.
Thank you, Sal. Good morning, everyone, and happy Veterans Day. I'm going to ask my colleagues to come on up. We've got a good group here. Councilmember Jimenez, Councilmember Dewan, Councilmember Foley, Councilmember Candelas, Councilmember Cohen, and Councilmember Batra. Don't let anyone ever say the San Jose City Council doesn't support our veterans. We are here in strength today to honor our veterans. A lot has been said. I'll try to keep it brief. I want to say a very sincere word of gratitude to Colonel Watts, Sal Pizarro, Mike Hennessy, Catherine Tompkinson, and all of the donors. I saw Chuck Tennisgetter here earlier. I know Gary Filizetti and others felt very strongly about keeping this tradition going. Colonel, is this the longest running Veterans Day parade in Northern California? Is that our understanding? Right. So it's a great honor here in San Jose to be able to host this parade and in our own small way thank and pay our respect to all of our veterans. And Colonel Watts really jumped in and led us all and said, we're going to keep this parade going. We're going to make it happen. Can you join me in giving him one more big round of applause? And there were so many people, including many of the folks here on this stage today who stepped up and found money and helped organize and get the permits and all the things that need to happen. So thank you to everyone. Wanted to recognize Major General Hager for his keynote address. I found it very moving, and I was, as we adhere to our theme of honoring those who serve and his advice to ask why, I was thinking of my father who was a veteran, and he passed a few years ago, but I have so many memories of talking to him about his service, about both the inspiration for it during the Cold War, his real desire to ensure a free world, a democratic world, and to protect our rights here at home, but also the very real fear that he felt out there on the front lines during the Cold War. On the border with Hungary and other places where he served. Really powerful stories that I think shaped my own desire to be in public service in my own small way. And I just really appreciate all the veterans who have their own stories for why they chose to serve. I also want to respond to Senator Cortese's point about the All the Way Home campaign. It'll be an honor to partner with him to make sure we ensure that every veteran in our community is housed and has access to health care and job training and other support. That's the best way we can honor our veterans, is to take care of them when they come home and give them all of the opportunities to continue to serve their community and be a fully part of this community, and we owe that to them, and that's work we're going to continue to do here in the city of San Jose and the county of Santa Clara. And then finally, I'll just say, we have this parade and we celebrate Veterans Day, both to honor the individuals who served, but to also honor and celebrate the virtues that they represent. At a time when our country is so divided, at a time when there's a lot of fear, when we have a consumer culture that often pushes us to embrace what is easy, what is convenient, what is comfortable, we can look to our veterans for inspiration. They embody the values that are the values our nation needs to be healthy and prosperous and successful as a free and democratic society in the future. And so thank you once again to our veterans for your service. We have a couple of commendations here. I know Councilor Foley has brought a commendation for the organizers of the parade. I'll let her say a few words, and then I'll wrap up with one last commendation. Go ahead, Council Member. I think that mic's working.
Thank you, Mayor. It's truly my privilege to be here with my council members and all of the military veterans and active duty behind me. Today we honor the courageous men and women who have served our nation with unwavering commitment and recognize the sacrifices they have made to protect our freedom. On behalf of our community, I extend our deepest appreciation and heartfelt thanks to all the veterans, service members, families, and supporters who have joined us today for the San Jose Veterans Day Parade, even in this rain. Each year, this parade serves as a small token of our gratitude, a way for our community to come together and say thank you for all you have given to our country. This is the 106th year of this parade, but it's already been said, without the tremendous efforts of the Military Officers Association of America's Silicon Valley chapter, led by Colonel Ray Watts, this parade would not have happened. MOAA plays an essential role in ensuring that San Jose continues this yearly tradition in support of veterans, active duty military members, and their families. On this Veterans Day, we rise to show respect, gratitude, and support for all you who have served our country. We celebrate your bravery and your dedication to fighting to protect our rights and freedoms. We are a grateful nation that owes so much to our veterans. On behalf of my fellow council colleagues, we are proud to present a commendation to the Military Officers Association of America, Silicon Valley chapter. Thank you for your service. And I will add, I'm interested in your story and the why. Happy Veterans Day.
Thank you, Councilmember Foley. Thank you, Councilmember Foley. And we also have a second commendation specifically for Colonel Ray Watts for his service to our community and pulling this parade off this year. Thank you, Colonel.
You've been a fantastic audience joining us for this ceremony in the rain. We would like to close with a real treat that we hope you enjoy. It is my honor and privilege to introduce Angela Tirado, who is the voice of San Jose and the voice of the veteran, and she is going to sing God Bless America.
Very good, Angela.
You say something? Okay.
God bless America, land